So that was the action from yesterday's final. Johan Kristoffersson won in front of his teammate Ole Christian Veiby and Timmy Hansen in third. They're telling us it's time to go, so up to our commentators, Nick and Hal, for today's SuperPole.
Many thanks, Molly, and this is a very important part of the day indeed. Let's quickly bring you up to date with the standings. We've raced 4 times of 11 for the 2022 FIA World Rally Championship season. Kristoffersson is still unbeaten, and he is now 26 points clear of Veiby, who moves up into second position after his runner-up spot in yesterday's race. Then we see the Hansen brothers third and fourth, again 26 and 27 points behind Johan Kristoffersson, who won SuperPole 24 hours ago. It was very much part of the day of the defending world champion getting into the groove. So René Munich will get the action underway. Remember, it is 1 lap, including the Joker, against the clock. The fastest of SuperPole will decide their grid positions going into Heats 1, where there will be 2 races of 5 laps. This is all about the fastest driver in 1 lap. Let's watch to the right of your screen for the countdown from the red to green lights. René Munich in the Seat Ibiza RX-1E car, accelerating up to around about 170 to 180 kilometers per hour, 112 mph into corner 1, where there's a heavy brake beforehand. That was where the Joker lap was before, many of you will remember. This is the new Joker lap, Hal. It's a little bit like Marmite, this new Joker. Some love it, some not so sure.
It's very slippery, isn't it? And the track's been changed overnight. Munich was quite tidy through there, I have to say. First split was a 13.6 comparing to yesterday. That's identical, but he's taken 5 tenths off his best time in the middle sector from SuperPole yesterday morning. The track has been re-prepared. We've had much less practice on it so far this morning. He's going to cross the line with a 48.827.
So the early pace is set by René Munich, 48.827 seconds. And let's see if the remaining 7 drivers can better that.
The track's quite a lot quicker, I think, this morning, Nick. That would have put him 5th overall. Hopefully that's just a mega run from René. But yeah, that would have put him 5th overall yesterday. Let's see how that puts him today.
Now René will move into the leaders' enclosure. Let's hear from Clara Anderson.
The thing I'm mostly looking forward to this weekend is to try this brand new track for me. I heard it's a roller coaster and you need to send it everywhere, so very excited for the weekend, and I heard the food is great.
Now this young Swedish lady driver is really starting to impress. It was the first time she'd ever raced on this Montenegro circuit here 24 hours ago, and she is learning at such a rapid rate. I'm really excited to watch Clara Anderson, who of course many of you will remember had that sensational start to her rookie campaign in the World RX-1E Series by placing 4th in the opening round of the season held in Norway. So let's see if Clara can literally pick it up where she left off. So the target time has already been set by René Munich at 48.827. One lap, 13 corners. Clara Anderson against the clock. So, as much acceleration as possible, up to 60 kilometers per hour in a matter of seconds, then onto the brakes into corner 1. 13 corners with the Joker lap coming at corner 3.
Tidy through turn 1 for Clara Anderson, heads into the Joker on the outside of turn 2. Get the car stopped nice and early, not too much oversteer on the exit, and this is where she gripped up and made a small mistake yesterday. Much tidier today. Misses the curb on the right. Now she's going to get right up onto the curb on the left. Misses the curb on the left as well. This is neat and tidy. Runs a little bit wide off the curb through the final sector. She's slower through the middle part of the lap than Rani Munich. This is a really technical last few corners.
Now watch that split time. It's red, it's red. She now goes for the checkered flag. And it's not enough for Clara Anderson. 49.719. Rani Munich, the German driver, sees off his first challenger from the construction equipment dealer team. Clara Anderson goes into second position. Let's hear from Niklas Gronholm. Next up, the Flying Finn.
The track here in Portugal is one of my absolute favorites. The best gravel sections and big curbs. A lot of passionate Portuguese fans.
Now, Niklas Gronholm won this race last season, but was very disappointed with his 7th position. There is no question, if Gronholm can find his A game and get the setup of that brand new PWR RX1E car ready, then this is a man to fear, a man to watch very carefully indeed. The target time has been set by Rani Munich. You can see that to the left of your screens at 48.827 seconds. Gronholm, third quickest man in the SuperPole yesterday. If you're going by the form book, should go top of the table here. But he's had no luck at all in the early part of this season. Is the Finn's luck about to change?
I love that shot of seeing Niklas Gronholm hanging on to the handbrake, waiting to release all 500 kilowatts of this four-wheel drive powertrain down this longest straight of the year. Nice and tidy on the way in. This is where Johan Kristoffersson has been so strong so far with this new era of car. Is getting it stopped and rotated nicely in the middle part of the corner to get a perfect straight drive out. Niklas Gronholm has been very quick this weekend as well. Lovely and tidy there through the Joke Lap. 3 tenths up on the two previous runners. Clara Anderson and Rani Munich were identical in that first sector. Niklas Gronholm 2 tenths up again on Rani Munich. Very wide to open up this very, very long right-hander. Has he gone too wide? The front grips up, bites back, fires him back up the hill towards the finish line.
Climbing the hill, looking for the checkered flag. 48.827 the target. Gronholm is just about there. Well, we'd expect him to be a little quicker than that against Rani Munich, but it's good enough to put the Finn into top position. The time is lowered over this one-lap SuperPole challenge to 48.014 seconds. The construction equipment dealer team go to the top of the table. Now we move on to one of the young rookies and teenage rising stars. This is Gustav Bergström.
Looking forward to drive this track because it looks awesome and see all the fans.
Now, Gustav Bergström has got a 50% final strike rate so far this season. That means he's made the last round of the day on 2 occasions. Most importantly, he was in the final 5 here yesterday, taking 11 points. Also 5th in the first of the 2 races in Latvia, Riga. Bergström is learning quickly. His launch is impressive. His racecraft is developing at a rapid rate. And he's got Nils Andersson from the RX2E series spotting for him here in Portugal. So the youngsters are teaming up for success here. Right now, Gustav Bergström can do very little wrong in the first half of this season. The target time, 48.014 seconds. Bergström going up against the time of Gronholm.
Pressure's on Niklas Gronholm a bit, I think, here, because that wasn't the best lap he's ever done last time around. He was slower in the final sector than he had been yesterday, and yesterday he was super quick, wasn't he? This man, though, Gustav Bergström, has been very neat and tidy this weekend, but also very, very on top of the car on these loose surface sections. Nice and sideways, gets the rotation done in that early part of the Joker lap. He's a couple of attempts down on Niklas Gronholm in Sector 1. He's a 10th down as well in Sector 2. Now it's all about whether he can maximise this Volkswagen from the KMS team. That's nice and tidy. Gronholm lost a bit of time here in the long right hand. Oh, the Polo gripped up as well. The grip is very different this morning to what it was yesterday.
He climbs the hill, heading for the final 13th corner, and then the checkered flag, and Gustav Bergström has missed it. Oh, almost did a baby there, didn't he? Going into the wall, crossing the line. Bergström, 0.667, so just over 0.6 off the pace of Niklas Gronholm, goes into second position. There's the Finn sitting in the sunshine, waiting, watching. With 4 to go, Gronholm still at the top of the table, with Kevin Hansen up next for the Hansen World RX team.
It's super great to be back in Portugal, one of the most rhythmic tracks in the world, and this sideways driving on the gravel is my favorite style, so let's go for it.
Now the 24-year-old younger of the two Hansen brothers in car 77, when they're racing alongside each other, that little yellow strip on the bumper is the way we identify the two Hansen drivers, because they do work beautifully as a team. But this is just one car, one lap in the SuperPole round. Kevin, who was fourth in the race here yesterday, coming off the back of a double podium performance in Latvia, Riga, determined to try and stop Johan Kristoffersson and that amazing unbeaten record. Current leader Gronholm setting the target time at 48.014 seconds. We're ready to race. Hansen up next.
The Peugeot 208 has been so good off the line so far this season, but didn't quite have the edge on the Volkswagen that it had in Riga last time out. Yesterday in the final, not quite such an issue in the run down to turn 1 when you're all alone. Very neat and tidy there from Kevin Hansen on the exit. They've been getting a bit of oversteer with this car on the exit of corners. He's matched Gronholm in the first sector, runs right to the wall through the Joe Clap. The second sector comes up very quickly on this Mondello circuit. He's dropped a 10th to Gronholm. I was maybe a bit hard on Niklas Gronholm, you know, Nick. He did make a bit of a mistake down here, but I don't think the lap's as poor as I maybe suggested. Kevin Hansen much tighter through that big curb towards the end of the lap.
Now Kevin Hansen just needs to make up a couple of hundredths of a second to try and take the lead. Rounds the final corner, straight on for the checkered flag. Is it enough for Kevin Hansen? Oh, just over half a second off the pace of Gronholm. Kevin Hansen goes into top position. Gronholm now sitting inside the car because he doesn't want to get too much sunlight. Little bit of damage to the car there of Hansen, but Gronholm still top of the table with O.C. Veiby, the Norwegian, up next.
Beautiful gravel section, massive curbs. Gotta put it all together in one lap. It's not easy on a track like this, but that's what it's all about. It shouldn't be easy, right?
My apologies, Timmy Hansen, not Veiby. Veiby will be starting after Timmy Hansen now. The 2019 FIA World Rallycross champion. 3 podiums from 4 races so far this season. 3rd here in round 4 24 hours ago. An amazing stat of 41 podiums against his name. But now Timmy is looking for wins. He's looking to get the better of his great rival, Johan Kristoffersson. And it all starts here right now in SuperPole. His younger brother Kevin is in 2nd position. He's looking to beat that time of Niklas Gronholm of 48.014. Timmy Hansen is ready to race.
Watch the rear of the Peugeot 208 squat down. The launch setting's different to the on-track setting in these new RX1E cars. Gets a tiny bit out of shape on the way down into the first corner. Hooks up the curb on the inside. Picks up the throttle a little bit late. Try not to get too sideways on the apex. His first sector time is matching Gronholm and his brother, but no quick. A bit of understeer through the first part of the Joe Clap. Tries to get the car rotated. Nip on the handbrake. Great transition there, back onto the tarmac. Middle sector's coming up. That's the same as Gronholm as well. Now it's all about whether he can gain a little bit through this final sector, right on top of the Persia with his wonderful drone shot. Out wide, cuts back in, hasn't made the apex early in the corner. Clips on the exit, drives back up the hill. Will this be quicker?
2 green lights. Will it be green all the way to the finish line? This is Timmy Hansen showing yesterday's form and pace, and Timmy Hansen has missed it by just 0.2 of a second. Again, not finding that optimum racing line through those closing corners. And Gronholm, 48.014, has just 2 drivers to watch. And the penultimate driver next up is Ollie Christian Veiby, runner-up in the race here yesterday.
I'm really looking forward to drive here in Portugal this weekend. It looks like a really nice track. Never been here before, but it's a little bit rally track, so hopefully it will suit me really well.
Well, what a dramatic day Ollie Christian Veiby had here 24 hours ago, smashing that car into the wall right at the finish line in his first heat. A marvellous team performance from the KMS crew to get him back up and running and into action by the semi-finals. And what did he do? He went from 0 to hero and part of that KMS 1-2. Runner-up position yesterday, his 3rd podium of the season. This could be a real threat to Gronholm's lead in this SuperPole. OC Veiby, the 26-year-old Norwegian, is ready to race.
Interesting that Veiby's chosen slot 5 on the grid instead of slot 4. Of course, the drivers can choose wherever they want for this SuperPole session. Look how lightweight the bonnet is on the Volkswagen, flapping around, gets the curb nicely hooked up on the way into turn 1, not too sideways on the exit. This car looks so comfortable through that opening corner, a 10th quicker than Gronholm and Timmy Hansen so far. So this is the first time we've seen that time of Gronholm bettered in the opening sector. Stays off the curb on the right. The car just skips to the left as it picks up on that loose surface gravel. A 9.8 in the middle sector. This is significantly quicker than any of the runs we've seen so far.
Veiby brimming with confidence after his podium position here yesterday. His best result of the season 24 hours ago. And Veiby is flying. OC Veiby. Oh, just about takes it to the top of the table. 47.623 seconds. That's the first time sub 48 we have seen today from OC Veiby, who goes to the top of SuperPole with 1 driver left to go. Great driving from Veiby, and it's his teammate, Johan Kristoffersson, who is up next.
It's a fantastic track here in Portugal. You need to be super neat and tidy on the tarmac, and you have to be super aggressive, especially over the curbs here in the gravel. You do cut, you gain time, but you might have a punch.
The tyre clean from Johan Kristoffersson, taking his 4th straight win of the season here 24 hours ago. He's had to battle for each and every one of those wins so far this season. He has been tenacious since the get-go. They have not been lights to flag victories for Kristoffersson, but the stats are there. He's unbeaten. 80 points from 4 races. Can anybody stop this man today? There's Veiby, our current leader, setting the target time at 47.623 seconds. Kristoffersson won SuperPole yesterday. Can he make it 2 from 2? He's ready to race.
Kristoffersson has to get the final sector nice and tidy. No one has actually nailed the final sector yet on this SuperPole session, I don't think. Look how calm he is into the opening corner, riding the brake with the left foot all the way through the middle part of the apex to get a perfect drive out of turn 1. Car moving around underneath him that little bit through the opening corners of the Joker lap. Transitions back onto the tarmac. Just missed the curb on the left. He's going to miss the curb over on the right. Now throw it towards the curb on the left-hand side. Lovely rotation from the Volkswagen. He's slower though than Ollie Christian Veiby up to this point. Dropped a couple of tenths. We're seeing the middle sector time on the screen from another driver. This is going to be really tight.
Oh, it looks like a KMS 1-2 once again. Kristoffersson now, full speed to the line. Kristoffersson is there. A brilliant turn, 10, 11, 12 into 13 and the checkered flag. Johan Kristoffersson, top of the table. They'd be delighted to be just off a quarter of a second behind him, but the fastest time in SuperPole is 47.379 seconds. Kristoffersson, a repeat performance of 24 hours ago, top of the table in SuperPole. It was those closing corners that were so on point, Hal.
It was the last sector, absolutely. That's where the other drivers in the session hadn't quite nailed it, but Kristoffersson absolutely did. He's so good at delivering when he needs to most.
Confirmation that SuperPole goes to Kristoffersson. Fabi second, Gronholm third, then the Hansen brothers, Bergström, René Munich and Clara Anderson. Let's go down and hear more from Bryn.
Well, Johan, OC put a really good time together for you to have to beat, and it was really down to you in that third sector that did it. I mean, you had to push and push and push, but it really helps when you have a teammate that makes you push, I suppose.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I heard on the radio Ole Christian's sector times, and I saw he had a very good first one and a very good Joker lap sector time there. So I knew I had to make a good one. Had a small mistake in T1, but yeah, from there on the last lap, the last sector was pretty good. So very happy with that and happy for the team.
So the all-important question is, what are you going to do? What's your tactic going to be then for the next heat or for heat 1?
I'll stay with the same as yesterday, so pole in heat 2.
Sorry?
Pole in heat 2.
Pole in heat 2, Johan, thank you very much indeed. Good luck. There you go, Johan Kristoffersson taking pole position in race 2. We expected him to say that, and he said it loud and clear. I just didn't hear him the first time. Here is the schedule then. 11 o'clock local time, we have the World RX Heat 1, followed by Euro RX Heat 3 and both Euro RX 1 and 3. 1:30 local time, we then go on to the second heat in the Worlds and the next up for the progression races in the Euros. Then at 3 o'clock local time, World RX progression races, Euro RX 3 semis, Euro RX 1 semi, and the final for Euro RX 3. And then we finish it off 5 o'clock, semi-finals for World RX, Euro RX 1 final, and the World RX final as well. Plenty to come here from this incredible circuit in the mountains in Portugal. We'll see you very, very soon for more action.
The FIA World Rallycross app enables you, the fans, to watch RX Plus anytime and anywhere as we enter a new electric era for the sport. Registered RX subscribers can sign in with their account details and watch hundreds of hours of exclusive World RX action live or on demand in amazing HD quality. With simple navigation, users can catch up with all the latest news, follow the race results, check the championship standings, and enjoy free video clips.